you're at this point right now where you're beginning to realize that you are the one for the assignment. Okay, you're the one that is meant to break through the cognitive dissonance. You're the one to break through the programming, and this is a rare thing. You are one of the very few that are meant to be within this world but not of this world. See, although you're in this assimilation, you're not in a position where you're cowering to the shifts that are happening. There's a lot of people that are not able to adjust to this empirical collapse that's happening in society. What the world once was is no longer. There is mass strange animal migrations that people aren't really understanding. Why are they moving in a different direction? There are countless volcanoes throughout the world that are erupting simultaneously. There's a lot of things that are happening that people cannot surmount to anything. Even science can't really explain why the changes are happening within this earth realm. But you, chosen one, child of God, awakened soul. You could be also someone that is an empath. If you are beginning to experience a sense of inner peace, like this is showing you that your frequency has risen. This is showing that you are ascending along with Earth's ascension. And this has so much to do with the fact that you're keeping your heart upright. When you are focusing on the positives, when you're beginning to align with your life purpose, like literally doing the thing that God is calling you to do. For some, you may not even consider it God. It is just that intuition, that inner compass that's calling you to do a certain thing. This is you being in alignment with what's happening, the changes that are happening throughout the earth. So count it all joy, count it as a blessing that you're able to see the truth that's happening within this world, that there is so much more good than bad that's out here. It's just that bad is typically more, bold, but your ability to see the difference is a gold mine. Like, you're continuing to feed more positivity into yourself, not only when it comes to your prayers or your affirmations, but also your quiet confidence. You being able to still be able to tap into having authentic joy despite circumstances, despite inflation and all this stuff, is showing that you tapped into having spiritual wealth. Because spiritual wealth is beyond just having monetary things or material possessions, tangible items. Because, again, those things are fleeting. You can't take those things with you forever. But the truth of the matter is that many of you may have had to sit out a few seasons. It's like you felt like God put you on the bench for a while. But the reason is because you were being able to draw from the internal source that is the Christ consciousness within yourself. So this is an amazing thing. If you're able to still be able to conjure up positive energy, positive thoughts, you're able to still authentically find joy even in the most mundane little things. This shows that you've already arrived to the place that you may have prayed for. You're literally living an answered prayer. Because when you can have authentic happiness, when you can have a sense of peace, despite anything in your environment really shifting to reflect that from a material space, this shows that you've done the work, you passed the test. So congratulations, you made it to the other side of understanding of the programming. And not many people make it out. Some people, when they're awakened to the truth of society, the conditioning and all that, some people, when they realize that a lot of things that have been indoctrinated was actually untruths, some people get stuck in that space and, they try to either numb themselves through distractions, or they just completely don't know how to move beyond that. But if you've been able to go through the cycles, if you've been able to go through the grief process, the loss, if you've been able to ascend beyond what you once thought life should be and now to what it really is about, not many people are able to get there. You are special. Trust the divine guidance in your life. You